Welcome everyone to our podcast. Today, we're sitting with partners in school nutrition, diving into actionable inspiration to provide you not only ideas, but strategies for success. I'm your host, Maureen Pisanick, and I'm thrilled to explore this topic with you and with some of our school nutrition friends. I am so excited today. I have really a friend, a colleague, almost like a sister now, Lynn Shavinsky from Healthy Meal Planner Pro with us today on NutriSmart SNAX podcast. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you.
I am so excited. So first of all, many people know us as our financial fitness duo. Like, I feel like we should have workout outfits on or something at this point. Maybe we will next time. I think it's been great. But tell me, you've been doing this work in schools for some time, and you have some family members that used to be involved. So tell me briefly, tell us a little bit about your background before Healthy Pro.
I did. I have my grandmother and my grandmother-in-law actually both were kitchen managers. And so at a very young age, I became familiar with the number 10 can of peanut butter and that can be made into cookies. And back in the day when there were lots of other changes with school nutrition, like butter and things like that on the menu.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been around it my whole life.
Your whole life. And you know what? I love that, even like back in the day when I was in school, you had to know how many servings come out of the number 10 can. So it's like full circle moments for us here in our later careers. So before coming to Healthy Pro, tell us a little bit about your experience with school food service, because I love that you have it.
I was a food service director in 3 different states. So I started in Washington State in a moderately sized district with central kitchens. I moved to California, was an assistant in a very large district, and then a director in a moderate district with another central kitchen, and then moved to Connecticut for a very brief period of time before I joined Healthy Pro as a director there too.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's so important when we work for, me as a consultant for menus, you now as a consultant for the software building menus. I think it goes a long way that we actually walked the walk, right? Because it's hard to really understand how complex these jobs are. I mean, we at least have that empathetic view. We want to be the extra set of hours in the day and arms to wrap around when everybody, as a director, the time that you needed to do that. I just really, and you have a degree in education. So now
I do.
Your role, your master's degree is turned into this great, not only sales representative, but helping educate the software so that people get the most use out of it.
Which is the part I love the most. So I love being able to identify what somebody wants to get out of a program, if they're a little reluctant to do software, but what is it going to do for them, and really being able to save time. And the best quote I think we ever had was when somebody said, "This is like getting an assistant."
Absolutely.
To do some of the extra work and some of the lifting that a director just doesn't have time for.
Absolutely. Cleaning up the stacks of paper everywhere on a desk. I just remember Post-its and pin boards and stacks of paper really became less when you can digitize and really lean into the digital platform to be able to help you keep things, production records being a number one, a big one. Lots of paperwork.
And CN labels.
There we go. Spec sheets, CN labels, you name it. Well, you bring up the idea of the software, and I introduced you by saying we love the idea of this concept of financial fitness. And so talk to, not everybody got to see that. So plug that, because we worked hard on that, and we actually presented on the national stage last year in Boston at ANC, which was grateful for our S&A partners that allowed us to do that. Talk a little bit about Healthy Pro as it relates to what we hope schools will look at for the tool for financial fitness.
So the impetus of Healthy Pro was that the menu drives your business. So everything comes back to the menu, whether it's the ingredient, what's the cost of those ingredients, how you put them together, how much labor is involved is based upon your menu. It's either cost or income as participation, and it all comes back to that piece. And so that's our driving point in everything that we do. And so looking at how can the software help you with that, that's a big part about what we tried to do with financial fitness, was say the financial part doesn't need to be scary. There's information that's already available from your menu. We can tell you what the costs are going to be, all the way down to what's the cost of that leftover. How much leftover do you have? And is that impacting your bottom line? And then, where can you increase participation? So the menu optimization is one of my favorite things that's on there. everybody's always like, why is it a dog? Everyone loves dogs. I'm like, it's a dog with fleas. So it's not a great dog. But,
yes.
And it's not to say that it's a bad thing. It just means take a look at how you're using it. So it's really about giving people the tools to understand what's going on in their program, how it's working, and maybe moving that dog to another location. It becomes a leader instead. So it's actually bringing kids in, but where it was placed and what it was against before wasn't so helpful. So financial fitness is about being able to get all that information that comes from your menu, looking at your menu, picking it, a little by little apart, and seeing what small changes can I make to make my program healthy and solid and be able to move forward.
I love it. So for those people who are confused, a dog means low participation and low profit. A rock star means it's high participation, high profit. And then you got some in the middle that are kind of a workhorse, which could be, you tell me, workhorse puzzle.
Workhorses and puzzles are about things that maybe are a higher cost and lower participation, higher cost and high participation. So it's bringing kids in. So that's the carrot that you're waving to say, this is something that you really like, but we want you to come in. And then there's other things oftentimes like commodities that have a low cost and maybe the participation is good, but you want to be able to maybe adjust that a little bit, but it's on there for a reason because it's helping you to expand your commodity dollars, to offer additional choices, things like that.
I love it. And these resources, the financial fitness webinar series, still lives somewhere that people can access.
It is fully accessible on Healthy Pro. And we're actually going to do one here at Innovation Academy as well to be able to pull it through. And I think it's actually out in ANC World too.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So training is available. And I think it really does help folks to continue to lean into the software and educate themselves about. I think that the software itself is a great tool that sometimes can be underutilized. People get it and use it for just
menu planning.
And it's got all of this financial resource behind it. Let's talk about other resources. My favorite new addition that Pisanick has partnered with Healthy Pro on is to become a part of your vendor platform.
Yes,
so we have our tile and you can click and you can see recipes that Pisanick has created at the global level. Talk to us a little bit about what resources that tile and also the global ingredients for folks that don't know how easy it is to really find turnkey solutions for their menu.
Right. So just like you, Meg loves recipes. And so a big part of Healthy Pro has been finding recipes that work for schools, that are credited, that use products that they can bring in, that they can get a hold of, and to show how you can use those in a variety of different forms. So we're very excited to have Pisanick have their tile in the storefront. And when you click on it, it's going to bring those recipes up. It allows you to download them. You can use them as is if those are products that are available to you. And if they're not, you could substitute in a local product that might be available. And so being able to use a school-based recipe, knowing that the effort that you've put in behind it about, what's the equipment that is available and is this reasonably done in the course of a day or, rather than sometimes some of the recipes that are just out there on the web aren't necessarily built for schools. And then the key part is crediting and
scaling.
Allergens and Buy American and all the other requirements that factor into it, being able to use those products.
Yeah. So really taking a recipe and just making little tweaks or using it as is will allow you to create that cycle quicker, be able to have HACCP recipes that teach the safety and the steps on how to make it. And then the quick little scale button, you could make it, try it on a try day for a handful of people. And then, whoa, it was a big hit. And now I want to make 500 servings of it. All of that's available through the opportunity that you have there.
And I love the idea of the scaling to be able to really bring it out to your students, let your students try it, see if it's something that they can, accept, and then being able to do it on a larger scale.
Yeah. So we talked all about the resources that behind the scenes. So our directors, our cooks, our food service, our frontline warriors, they can use your software. But one of the other features that I love is, students eat with their eyes and also their phones, right? Well, before they even get into the cafeteria space. So My School Menus is the digital menu platform that Healthy Pro has. Menu transparency is so huge. It always has been. You know, as a dietitian, as a mom with a child that had an allergy, it's not only helping families safely navigate with, like you said, allergies, attributes. This year's big button is Buy American and what is transparent in terms of clean label ingredients. Talk to us a little bit about Healthy Pro and how you've evolved your My School Menu product to be that really tool and partner in having a transparent web-based menu for schools.
Yeah, the need at the school level has just skyrocketed in terms of what needs to be available to parents and different allergens and different requirements, even just choices. So there are lots of different choices that people are making about their food, whether it's vegetarian or vegan choice, that isn't medically based necessarily for some of them, but we want to be able to offer those kinds of things and show very easily and quickly, this is the choice that you want to make. So My School Menus allows for you to very simply put that information into the recipe. You can customize it. So if there's something unique where you want to say this is Ohio-based, you can put that in and it will show on the My School Menu. So you've got your allergens. You can run a carb count very simply with your nurses or for the parent to take the food service person out of the middle of that discussion so that they can talk directly with the information that's available. Also, even looking at highlighting and using it in different ways. We've had people highlight the farms where they've gotten the food and being able to say, click here to go see what the farm is like where we got these particular products.
I love it.
And really to highlight where the food's coming from, what's in it, what's most important to those particular parents.
I love it. So right now we're in August, so it's peach month. We got local peaches from Schwann's Farm out in Catawba, Ohio to demonstrate in our out-of-the-box training. And if you were a school that has that connection, you could loud and proud say, click here and learn a little bit more about the Schwann family farm in Catawba. And by the way, click here and there's an orchard where you can pick your own peaches or later on in the fall, apples. So I love that idea that we are building not only menu confidence and transparency for people that need to navigate, we're building a really bold way to extend making not only the cafeteria an extension of the classroom, but just nutrition in schools.
Right.
A more elevated platform. So My School Menus has such an opportunity to tell a story. And I love that you guys invest in that.
And one of the hot topics now is, everybody's on TikTok about how to do my super quick production of food and make it at home. And so that option is available as well. You can do a video and embed it in My School Menus to show this is how we've made, this particular salad or this particular item. And so taking the reality of the food at school and saying, this is something that you can actually make at home. It's that quality. It's that good. So
I love it. We made a cookbook about that. School Nutrition Made Easy. That was our cookbook
There you
idea.
go. Now we're just going to put it on video.
Exactly. I love also the vendor page, the tile. We have our mindful menus. So I think, again, just full circle, your product in the My School Menus has evolved with what people need to know. And if you want to know what has dyes or doesn't have dyes or fillers and doesn't have fillers, we are again collaborating on that mindful menu project so that it's available. If you click on it, it's going to give you a 1-week cycle breakfast and a 2-week cycle lunch to kind of really see what not only school products are available that do meet those boxes, but how to tell that story to your community. So if you're a community that's struggling with parents that are really apprehensive about allowing their students to participate, get in front of that conversation and use your My School Menus with that.
And I think that's a great option for schools to be able to have, because as more awareness is out there, more and more schools are getting, questions and they don't necessarily have the information themselves. So being able to find a resource is great.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love that. I love that. So when you were in school, what was your favorite lunch?
Anything with a roll. We had homemade rolls and that was it didn't matter what I had for the lunch. The rolls were the best. And now it's anybody who makes a salad for me.
Oh, I love it. But so you bring it up, homemade dough. So that would be something if you were back in the day, they should have said, we make our dough locally on my school menus. I love it. Well,
if you could have scratch and sniff, it would be even better.
The smell brought everybody into the cafeteria anyway. Well, I appreciate all the collaboration we have done throughout these years together and continue to do. And we just thank Healthy Meal Planner Pro for being such a valued sponsor to Innovation Academy and to the work we do in general, and a partner in all things menu planning. Loved having you here today, Lynn.
And thank you.
All right. Thank you.